Hi everybody. Welcome back to the second video lecture for Chapter 1. In this demonstration, we're going to complete the sales worksheet given to us by writing formulas to calculate total revenue, sales tax, and total receivable from our first customer. Then we will copy those formulas down to other customers, and finally we'll find totals for all of our customers. We're going to write our formulas by referencing other cells, and we're going to make sure that we create absolute references where necessary. Relative, absolute, and mixed cell referencing is discussed in your textbook in Chapter 1 on page 12. If I reference a cell in a formula, then copy that formula down, Excel will use the location of the reference cell in relation to the formula cell. Let me show you how that works. Let's say we want to calculate total revenue for our first customer. Well, that's pretty easy. We will want to multiply the 14 units sold times a selling price per unit of $416. Let's write the formula in cell C9 to accomplish that. B9, 14 units, times $416 unit selling price, B2, equals $5,824. That is correct. However, let's see what happens when we copy that formula down. Oh, we get some really strange numbers. Let's see if we can figure out why. The formula is written correctly in cell C9. But when we copy it down, Excel automatically references one cell down. It slips down to cell B10, and it slips down to cell B3. And we don't want that to happen. We want to let Excel slip down to cell B10 because we sell different units, quantity of units, to different customers, but we want it to remain fixed on cell B2. So the way we do that is I'm going to get rid of these copied formulas that are not correct, obviously. The way we do that is to make this a mixed reference formula. We want to let the reference to cell B9 be relative. So that when we copy it down, it will reference B10, and then B32, and then B18. That part is okay. But we want to make an absolute reference to this part of the formula, the B2 part of the formula. So the way we change that is to put a $sign between the column and the row reference when we want an absolute reference. We enter, and it does not change anything. We still have the same number. But let's see what happens when we copy that mixed reference cell down. Much better. The formula was automatically changed to B10, which is correct, times it stayed at B2, which is correct. So I'm going to get rid of these because I want to show you how to do it, copy them all down at the same time. Let's go ahead and do the sales tax formula. Make it a mixed reference formula. You go ahead and write it, and then come back and check your work. Did you write this formula to calculate sales tax for Elder Corporation as plus C9, the amount of the sale, times the amount of sales tax, 0.75 or 7.5%? And did you make this reference, the B3, an absolute reference by slipping a dollar sign between the B and the 3? I hope so, because that's the correct way to write it. Now let's calculate the total receivable. Two easy ways to do it. I can say plus, hit my left arrow key, plus hit the left arrow key twice, done. That's probably how I would do that because there's only two cells to reference over. Or I could highlight all three, leaving a blank space where I want my answer, and hit auto sum. You can't see the auto sum because it's way on the right upper part of your keyboard, or of your ribbon, but there it is, auto sum. Now, let's go ahead and copy those formulas down. I highlight all of them, turn my cursor to a little plus sign, and drag down. There's our answers, but it doesn't look like an accounting spreadsheet. We never collect $561 and 6 parts of a dollar. We collect 60 cents. So we need to have 2 decimals, and we need this to be an accounting format. Right click, format cells, accounting, 2 decimals, and I'm not going to put any dollar signs. They really clutter it up if you have a dollar sign in each number. So that's much better. Next, let's put in totals. Use the auto sum on this one. And then underline here because we're going to do a math function using all these numbers. And then double underline your final numbers. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. Let's change the name of our sheet tab. Let's call it sales. And one thing I meant to do in the last video, and I forgot, was to tell you how to get this to print out centered. You don't try to wiggle the size of columns. You don't try to insert extra columns to shift everything over. What you do is format this centering through the print function. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click File, Print, Page Setup, Margins, Center horizontally on the page, and then click OK. And that moved the entire thing into a centered position from left to right, horizontal centering, so that if you print this spreadsheet, it'll print out centered on the page. Well, that's all for this video. And that's all for the demonstration videos for Chapter 1. See you next time.